This is the Tang Hall Community Centre. We've got the car park here, the drive that we come in, and then just over this side you've got the court, which is a really, really great asset. So we have anything from some sort of council services. We have like the food bank come, we have adults with learning difficulties, we have like lunch clubs, we have different church groups come in and use the space for their cafes and their services, and then we have things like taekwondo, football, karate, hula hooping, so it's already quite mixed. This is the reception going through to the office. Now we make a policy of always having this open. We do encourage you to come and say hello, and we're also asking for feedback, and anyone who's interested in volunteering, whether it's 1 hour or 2 hours or any amount of time, you can grab a volunteering form and you can let us know. I know there is an impression of Tang Hall. It's not always a positive impression, which the message that people give. But my impression of when I started the role and I've started to get stuck in and meet all these people who are local to Tang Hall, my impression is that there's just so much potential in the area, and so many different people from so many different backgrounds. And I guess the impression of the young people is they all have so many ideas. They've got a lot of ideas what they'd like to do, and they're very quick to say, I want football, I want dance, I want this, I want that. When they say the things they've wanted, it always comes with a bit of, but I don't expect it all to happen. So they'll say what they'd like, but they don't seem to think it's a possibility. In my opinion, there's not much for young people at the minute. I think a place like this, any community centre, needs to sort of aid all people in the community, and including young people. And there's not much, if I'm honest, for young people, so I do think there should be more, and that's what I intend to do. We need to listen to the comments that the young people are saying and make it happen for them. This is just something that I created. It's a feedback form, and it's simply asking the question. This is a kids feedback form, also have adult ones. This one is simply asking, what sort of activities would you like to see take place at your centre? If we see a trend that 50 kids in the area want to do cooking or loom band sessions, which is happening quite a lot apparently, then we can say, well, this is a need, let's do it. So we've got a really good kitchen. It's got all the good facilities, so it's a perfect space. It's also quite a large kitchen, and that means we can get different groups in. I'm currently looking for volunteers because I really want to start up a strong volunteering programme, and it can be a 1 hour job that you do 1 hour a week. It can be something you do 2 hours a week. It can be something you do once a fortnight, and it's just a way of coming into the building and helping out. So this space is known as a lounge, and it's just a nice comfortable environment. I guess to actually name a few things that I need from the community, that the centre wants from the community, to feel free to come into the building and literally knock on the door and talk to us and say, we want a yoga class, we want this type of class, or we want that sort of service. Even if it's a complaint, as long as it's constructive, why not? Just come in and say, we think this should be different. Because at the end of the day, the reason we do the feedback is if you don't tell us, we don't know what you want. We don't know what the local people want, and we want to do whatever that is, but we need to hear about it first. We've got the main space. It's the hall. It's the largest space we've got. Pop some light on. This is used for sports, dance, exercise classes. Also, it's used for cafes, because we have the large serving hatch which comes through. So a lot of our groups who put on cafes or services like lunches, they can prepare in there, and it's nice and open so we can communicate through clearly. It's really, really good. We can use that for parties as well. I guess what needs to change in this area, or what should be encouraged in this area, is positive thinking from everyone, and that comes from positive experiences. If there are people in Tang Hall with an opinion of what should change, what should stay the same, what we should see more of, what we should see less of, and if it's one of those big ideas that might take a long time to put in place, it's the big local which is going to run for 10 years, and that's going to be giving us the opportunity to make these big changes happen. I just want the place to be full of people, local people, Tang Hall people.